morning. Hi, everybody. So good to see you here. It's Riva with Quality Sewing and Vacuum. And we have been having so much fun this week. We have had our special guest, Carrie. Are we live? Oh, there we go. It was my monitor that went off. Wow, that was weird. Okay, so sorry. Good morning. We'll start over. Um, all of a sudden, the whole monitor just went empty. Um, so, good morning. Riva here with Quality Sewing and Vacuum. And as I was saying, we've been having a great time with our special guests here. To this week, we've had Melody from CutterPillar all week long, and we've been doing different segments on the CutterPillar products every day. And we'll recap those at the end. And oh, Ruth, have you been with us all 3 days? We got Anna Cordes, we got Oak Harbor. You guys are awesome. And Celia, I see you're here with us for day 3. So thank you, thank you. We'll recap the bundles at the end. Remember, each day, as we've filmed Monday, Tuesday, and now Wednesday, every day there's been a special drawing prize, and we will draw for the prizes on Monday, the 27th of January 2025. And so, like, comment, share the videos on Facebook or YouTube, and then that way you can get entered into the drawing for the prize. And at the end of today, you will learn about what today's is. So are you ready? So let's welcome in Melody. She is just been so much fun. And Melody, I got to tell you, it's so good to see you, but it's been so nice having all of your knowledge. And that has been really just, I've been learning so much. So I thank you for that.
Thank you for having me. I've had a great time. This has been so much fun to see you and your audience every day this week. It's been great. It's been nice to have it over several days because we could do a little bit more of a deep dive on each of our awesome products and the bundles that we've put together for you guys instead of just saying, like, here's all of our stuff. So we're able to get a little bit more, talk a little bit about more about how we use them and how they're great. Yeah.
Right, right. Well, this
Yeah.
is good. Okay, so the first day, and like I said, go back and watch, but the first day we talked about the all-in bundle for sewers, and we had the big mat, we talked about the glass mat for pressing, we talked about all those things. Oh, and the swivel. Oh, that's a cool mat. Then yesterday we talked about the most popular mat that's rechargeable, which is really awesome, and we call it the Mama Bear. The
Yes.
mama bear. The papa bear was Monday, the mama bear was yesterday, and so today we're going to talk in depth about the baby bear.
Today we're going to talk about the baby bear and stick around. You guys stick around for the whole thing at the end. We're going to kind of do a recap of all the bundles that we put together for you guys. I mean, Riva knows this better than I, but over on the qualitysewing.com website, you can find all of our products individually, a la carte. They're all there. But we've made some special bundles just for you guys and some special pricing. So stick around till the end, and we'll kind of recap each of the bundles that we did for this week for you guys. But today, yes, today is baby bear. Today is our
All right.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, we're excited.
All right, so let's get into it. This little guy he's what, 12 by 9 work surface, right? Lighted surface.
Yeah. So it's about the board is about the board itself is about 10 by 13, but the lighted area is about 9 by 12. So this is our Glow Elite Mini. It's the first one that comes from our Elite line. So it's built a little bit different from some of our other light boards. If you're familiar with our other light boards, they are acrylic and they're kind of laminated together. This little mini is really cool because it's built more kind of like an iPad, which I know that's a copyrighted word probably. So don't tell anyone, don't tell Apple that I said that. But it's got a molded base that covers the corners. And so with that, it's really, really sturdy. And if it falls and hits the corner, it's not going to like have an issue or anything like that.
So it's kind of like having a built-in case then.
It's almost like having a little built-in phone case, right, on your phone. Yeah, it's kind of nice that way. So then if the husband tries to use it and he drops it because the husbands are accident prone or the grandkids pull it out and try to use it, they're more accident prone. It's a little more secure, which is really great. So that's one of the bonus features of this light compared to the other ones. And because we were able to make it this way, it is so lightweight. Like Reva, you tell me, I mean, this by itself without the mat on it, Jack, you tell me, what is it, about a pound? It's not even a whole pound when it's by
Yeah, I
itself.
wouldn't think so. I
Yeah.
mean,
The cutting mat that comes with it adds a little bit of weight to it, but we'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about the
you
light
know,
here first.
I think here, I think they almost weigh the same, the mat and the board.
I think they're close. I think they do
Yeah.
almost, yeah, I think they almost weigh the same too. So this, what we did with our light boards, just in general, we kind of took the idea of like the old school light boxes. And this one is funny to me because this one reminds me of those like Crayola ones or the light brights. And how many of you guys out there have tried to use those to do your pattern tracing or your paper piecing or anything on something because you need a light underneath? We've all tried to like stick it to the sliding glass door or the window. We've all tried that. We've all of us, I would assume, have tried to do like a flashlight under the coffee table, anything we could do to help us trace our patterns and stuff. But this little guy here reminds me of I've tried to use a light bright before, one of my kids' light brights back in the day, or those Crayola light boxes, right? So this is about that size. So the light, like we said, the lighted area is 9 by 12, and the lights are adjustable. So there's 4 levels of light on the mini. So you can do low, medium, high. My fingers are cold. Reva, can you turn yours on? My fingers are cold. It's not quite working. There we go.
Yeah, now just know that the camera that I have, it compensates for the light, so it's looking really dark, but it's actually very bright. Look at that. That's funny
That's
how
funny.
it turns off all the
Yeah,
light
your
everywhere
room
else.
keeps getting darker. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 4 different levels of light, which is really great because if you're doing your tracing or you're working on your projects late at night, you don't need it all the way bright, right? You don't need to do that all the way bright because the room is so dark. But if you have a bright room, sometimes you need the light a little bit brighter. And it depends on what kind of projects you're working on as well. And you can kind of gauge that. It's really nice because it doesn't have to be super bright, which I really like. So that's really fantastic. That's really great. So what can we do on top of the light board by itself? Well, we can do all of our pattern tracing. We've talked about pattern tracing a couple of times this week. But so you can put your little pattern on top of your light. If you want to flip that, yeah, see, it's so
Yeah,
bright.
yes.
Pattern, right?
Celia asked if this is the same board that we talked about in the day 1 bundle, and it is, but we're just going to talk about it a little bit more today.
Yes, that's correct. It is.
And there's but Celia, hold on, because there's some cool stuff you haven't seen yet that you might be interested in.
That is very true, Celia. Don't go away because it's really, yeah, we've got some other cool stuff coming up. So do your pattern tracing right on top of here. It's hard to see, like you said, with the lights and stuff, but you can do that. You can trace your little guy right on here, which is really great. You can do your embroidery patterns on here, paper piecing, foundation paper piecing, all those kinds of stuff right on top of the light here. And then you can also, oh, Jack's trying to mess with the lights in here too. There we go.
There he is. You know, another thing that he works really good for, there's so many people that are garment sewers, and there's so many great pattern companies now that are that you print your pattern at home, and those can be difficult to line up. So having the light board, because I remember taping those to my sliding glass door back in the day, and now I don't have to put them on my sliding glass door because I can just mat them right here. And you also mentioned the heat transfer vinyl, HTV.
Right. Yes. So a couple of things with that. That is correct. So I was a garment sewer. Typically, I did like wedding dresses and Halloween costumes and things like that. And every time I was making a pattern from other patterns, I always wanted to trace it so that I could use it again later instead of cut through it. So, and that's what I used to do on my sliding glass door. So it's really great to not have to do it that way. But yeah, I saw somebody mentioned using a scan and cut. So if you do a scan and cut or a Cricut or a Silhouette machine, any of those kinds of things, and you're doing your heat transfer vinyls, you can weed those vinyls right on top of this light. You don't have to have the cutting mat with it. You can just do it right on top of the acrylic. You can also do diamond art on top of here. You can color. My husband's a sketch artist, so he likes to sketch on top of here because he says he doesn't have to erase the lines as much because he can actually see where he's putting the lines in the first place. And then I like to go back and trace his sketches, and then I can pretend that I can sketch as well, which I can't, but I like to pretend that way. So those are some other uses. The other use that I think I forgot to mention this the last couple of days, but at my house, what we use our light boards for the most often lately is to build Legos with our grandson on top of the light. Because
Oh, that's
when
fun.
you dump the pieces out in the carpet, it's hard to tell which piece is what when you're playing with the kids. And so we put it on top of the light board and we can see the dimensions and see the sizes and see the pieces, and it gets us through the project so much faster. So you
Oh,
can use
that's
it
a
for
fun
all kinds of
idea.
things. So it's really
Yeah.
great. So all of that kind of stuff you can use with it. Now, if that isn't cool enough, if that isn't worth the price of tea in China, is that how the saying goes? I don't know if that's correct or not. Anyway, um, like it is, the light board also comes with a translucent self-healing cutting mat. And so this cutting mat is super thick and very durable. And it also has, it's really hard to kind of see it, but it has this texture that we put on the back, the UV coating texture on the back, so that when you have it down on, I don't know, I'm going to kind of bend that a little bit so you can kind of see that texture a little bit. When you put that down on your cutting mat down on your light board, excuse me, it's not going to slip around. So it won't slide when you're working on your projects. So now you can use your light board as a cutting mat as well. And this size is so great if you do foundation paper piecing, especially. It gets super, you can see the lines, you can get super intricate in it. What I like to use it for is I will do my hexagons or my paper piecing projects or anything like that. I can set my fabric over the top, and then I can see the shadow of that hexagon coming through. And so now I can make sure that the pattern of my fabric is centered and placed exactly where I want that to be. So if I
See,
have
that's
stripes going a certain way or another way, I can line everything up before I cut it out.
yeah, that's really cool because in patterns in paper piecing patterns like that, I've seen some that are like donuts. They cut the interior out, but if you already have the main one, then you'd have to buy all new templates. And this way you can use the same one and audition it how you want it to be and then cut it. That's just really cool.
Yeah, yep, exactly. And then the other thing that I like to do all the time when I'm doing my quilting, so even if you can't see through the fabric, because some fabric's going to be too thick, you're not going to see through the denim, the light's not going to shine through wool, those kinds of things, or if you're doubling or tripling up your fabric, you can line your lines up because that light is shining through your mat and your ruler. You can make sure that you're super accurate because if you use your grid lines on your mat to cut, you can line up the ruler lines with those, and then you'll know if you are lined up on both sides that that's going to be a straight cut, or the way you've been showing us all week, Riva, you can make sure that on your ruler line that it is lined up right here in the ruler, so you know that that's going to be a straight cut as well. And
Yeah.
it helps you get so much more accurate. It's so fantastic because I always tell the story about how I used to quilt with my mother all of the time. And when I would sew everything together, mine always came out crooked. Like everything was sort of veering off to one side. I couldn't figure out why. I swear I was sewing straight. It turns out I was cutting just a little bit crooked because I was a bit of a lazy cutter. And so I would just kind of line it up close to me, but further away, everything would just be off by maybe an eighth of an inch or so at the end. And so when I sewed everything together, it was always crooked. So now I like to make sure that I square everything up on top of the light. So it's great if you're a piece quilter, you can do that on here as well.
Yeah. You know, another thing I was just thinking about because I struggle with it. You said you're a lazy you're a lazy cutter. I cannot write a straight line to save my life. And as we were talking about just using how you use the grid and how you can see through things, what a great way to put envelopes on here so you can address them straight. And
Yep.
it's the perfect size to have in your lap if you're actually writing a letter or a recipe card or something, because you can actually see those. Because we don't always get the lined recipe cards. You might have the blank ones, and then,
Right.
or you wanted to get a cute one and it's not lined. And so this is just like an all around useful for every day.
It is, yeah. So if you do calligraphy, you can do it on top of here with the lines, and you won't have to draw all the lines and erase all the lines. You can do those kinds of things for invitations or place cards or those kinds of things. You
Right.
can work on stained glass on here. We have some people who do model painting, and they'll do it on the light so they can see all kinds of stuff. Like it's not just for you can pull it out. I do like adult coloring books. They're not always adult, but adult sometimes they're from the Disney store, but I do coloring books at night to help me kind of like calm my brain down so that I can go to sleep. And I keep my light board just to the side of my bed. So I can pull it up and I can use that to see the lights are all out. The husband's trying to sleep. I can keep it on a dimmer light setting so it doesn't bother him unless I'm trying to bother him, and then I can make it brighter. But I keep it dim, and then I can color just for half an hour or so before I go to sleep. And it's so great, and it calms me down. And then I can just set the light down on the side of my bed.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really a nice use for it.
But you can
So
use any rotary cutter on here. So whichever one is your favorite, you don't have to use a certain special one. So you can cut your pieces out right on top of the light. And it is so unbelievably great to be able to see and line that up. Because
yeah, can you use a craft knife as well?
you can use a craft knife as well. Yep, you can use that as well. All of our eyes are getting tired. We're having a hard time seeing things. And I found that even if my workroom lights were really, really good, I was always causing a shadow on my project. I was always in
Right.
between that light. And with that light coming from below, those overhead shadows go away. So you can focus on what you're doing and you can see what you're doing so much better.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, Gloria has a really good question. She wants to know if there is a bundle for the small light, which, of course, as we told Celia, there is. This is included in the all in sewing bundle from day one.
It is.
So you can go back and look at that. But yes, our friend Melody has put together a really great little bundle for our little baby Matt.
Yes, because like we said, you could get the Papa Bear light board, the Ultra, and the Baby Bear light board in that bundle we talked about on Monday. But this we do have a bundle for the mini, and this is for all things mini because the mini stuff is just so cute. Like I am in love with our new mini stuff because this is all our newest products. Um, some of this stuff just came in the last couple of weeks. That's included in this bundle, and the mini is our newest light board. And so this is our mini bundle for you guys. So you've got your Glow Elite Mini, which we've talked about. Then the other part of the bundle is our little storage / travel bag that comes with it. So this bag is a little bit different from some of our other tote bags. If you've seen those, those are like normal like tote bags where you shove stuff into it, right? You've got the zipper across the top. I think I have one right here. You have well, it's stuck. You have a zipper across the top. You stick the stuff in there, right? This one is a little bit different. So this one is, it opens like a book. It's more like a portfolio tote, right? So you'll open this up and you've got two sides of it and your mini fits right in here. So you've got your little Velcro tab that'll hold it in there and you can slide your mini light board with the cutting mat right in there. You can turn it off first. You don't have to leave it on. And then that fits right there. And then on the other side, we've got extra pockets, right? So you've got your pocket for your little rotary cutters can go in there or other items, scissors, things like that. There's two separate pockets, and the bottom pocket here is mesh. So that pocket is great. I don't know about you, but when I try to organize my stuff, if I can't see my stuff anymore, I forget that I have this stuff. So I like to put stuff in there that I tend to forget where I stick them, my seam ripper, my scissors, things like that. So I know exactly where they are because I can see where they are. So you can use this for other storage as well. Then it's got a full zipper all the way around, which is really great. And it's got your briefcase handle and it also has a shoulder strap. It's got all metal hardware, so it's super, super durable, which is also great. And then the top part here, the front has another pocket. So here you can store patterns or extra fabric or anything like that. So this can be your full project portfolio, if you will. Now there's one part of this bag that I didn't tell you about just yet. There's another pocket over here, and I'll show you what goes in there in just a minute because there's one.
And before you do, we do have a question.
Yes.
And the question was from Linda: does this need to be plugged in, or is it battery?
So this Glow Mini, does have to be plugged in. Right now, that part's a secret. Right now, we only have one of our light boards that has a battery that's rechargeable, and that's the one we talked about yesterday in our best-selling bundle. The premium has the rechargeable battery, but the mini does have to be plugged in.
Right, now the plug has that USB on the end, so could you use a power bank?
You can.
So if you're on the go, you could use a power bank.
Exactly, yes. So the cord itself is 6 feet long, so if you do have to plug it in, you have quite a bit of space. You don't have to be really tight tethered to the wall. It's a pretty long cord in the first place. But it's a USB-C on one end and the USB port on the other end. You can, with your little portable cell phone chargers, you can power it, or you can like plug it into any USB port, your laptop, your sewing machine port, the little ports that are in your couch. I've used it a bunch of times and plugged it into the little power port on the airplane right at the TV, and that little tray is about the same size as this, so you can work on your crafts on the go on the airplane. That's always fantastic. So yes, it does not have a battery in it, but it is still fairly portable because we make sure that the cord has that USB plug. So that's
Yeah, that bag is simply amazing. When I first because now I haven't seen it in person because this is the one that just shipped and just came in within the last couple of weeks, right?
it
So
is.
this is
Yes.
a brand new bag,
Yes.
and that's coming in the bundle along with the mini board, the cutting mat, and then there's something else that is coming.
There is something
Yeah.
in the bundle. Okay, so this also just came in. I don't think Reva has hers even yet because it just
Haven't
started
seen
shipping.
that one. I'm so excited.
So we talked a little bit on Monday about our flip and fold cutting mat. So our flip and fold cutting mat, we call it the flip and fold 48 that we talked about on Monday. It starts at a size about 11 by 17 and it grows up to 36 by 48. It's really great. It's an amazing big cutting mat. And it was so successful and so popular that we made a smaller version. So this is our flip and fold mini. Either you call it the mini or we call it the 36. This is the flip and fold. And this is what goes into that other part of your tote bag that we showed you. It will slide right in here so you can keep all of your mini stuff all together inside the bag. But
that is so cool. Hey, while you're getting that ready to show them, because I want to keep the anticipation for a while. We do have a couple of questions, and I have some amazing information for you, because we just did a test while you were talking. So one, Linda asked, can it be used off of the car's battery? So yes, you could plug it in to your USB power port on your car,
Yes.
and then also, you're moving stuff. Yeah, go ahead and show it because you keep clicking on it. Okay, Michelle asked, what does it do about blue light, like computer light? Like the blue blocker, the blue computer glasses that have the.
So I had to just look at Jack. Jack, our product development director, is here. He's the one who knows. Luckily, we have him here helping us today. He says it's the neutral white, so it doesn't have a blue light issue. It's not a blue light like a computer screen.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool.
What'd you call it again, Jack? It's in the neutral white spectrum, is what.
Okay, so now do you want to know what we just tested, Melody?
What did you test?
I had my coworker run this out to our sales floor and plug it into a sewing machine, and a sewing machine will power this too.
Yes,
If the machine has a USB port.
Yep. Yay. Exactly. Anything that has, because it takes about 5 volts. It doesn't take a ton of power. So you can, I've powered it with just a tiny lipstick portable charger, right?
Oh, seriously? The little baby ones?
The little baby ones. I've powered it with that as well. It doesn't last forever, right? That way, but it gives you that extra little juice. So if you are at a class or if you're at a retreat, if you're traveling, you're almost done, but you don't have a power cord close by, just pull that portable cell phone charger out. Sewing machine, that's fantastic. It works for that as well. So yeah, and then everything that you need for it can just go right in that little tote bag. Your power cord, perfect. Everything, you can keep everything together, along with our
the magic mat.
The magic mat. So this is our flip and fold mini or flip and fold 36, whatever you want to call it. We can do it either way. So this is basically 5 mats in one. I'm really good at showing you 4 of them. I have a hard time flipping it to the last one all the time, but maybe with the mini one I can do it better than with the big one. But so let me just show you. So first of all, your first size on this is about 8.5 by 11. So this is really great for foundation paper piecing. This is really great for tiny little projects, things like that, when you're doing your cutting right on here. But then you're working on stuff and you need just a little bit more space, right? So the little trick and the way that I always remember how to flip and open this mat is there are these little puzzle pieces, and I'll show you why we have those in just a second. But there's one side that has one puzzle piece, and that's super blurry. One side that has 2 puzzle pieces. Always start on the side that has the 2 puzzle pieces. So if you start on that side, you can flip it open, and that will double your size. So it goes from an 8.5 by 11 mat to an 11 by 17 mat, right? So then if you need a little bit more space, You can flip it over and open it again, and now you have an 11 by 36 mat. The little puzzle pieces that I mentioned right there, you want to just make sure that those are snapped together. And when they are snapped together, you have a nice smooth surface and you can cut right on this. Now, if you need a little bit more space again, you can flip this open and you've got 24 by 36. Again, make sure that the puzzle pieces are snapped together, and then you have a nice flat surface and you can do your cutting right on top of this. And then, see, I always do it the backwards way. This way, Jack's here to help me with this. You can flip it this way, and then you have a 24 by 17 by 24 size mat. So you can do all of those different sizes all in one little spot. So this is really the best sort of travel mat. It's great for your classes, for your retreats, for all different sizes that you're working on. Because, you know, when we go to classes or we go to retreats and we've got, you know, different things that we're working on. Sometimes it's little stuff. We don't need the big mat. Sometimes it's bigger stuff and our little mat's not big enough. So now you've got everything all in one. Now on the front of this mat, you've got little directions here on how to, you've got little directions on how to open it, but you've also got the QR code in the middle. We'll take you to a video to kind of help you. So if you ever get confused about it, but I will tell you, always just start it out on your 8.5 by 11 size, and always start out where you've got 2 tabs instead of just 1. And then it's sort of, it'll get super, super easy. You can kind of flip that all the way open and you can get up to 24 by 36, which is this is a great size. This is almost everybody's standard size. Now, the material that this is made out of is a different material than typical. Usually our cutting mats are made out of a PVC plastic, but this is made out of a material called TPE. So it's super durable. It lasts really, really long. It's a really fantastic, durable mat. It also is heat resistant. So it's pretty cool. We did a little test of cutting mats, right? We did all these little tests of cutting mats. We left them out in the hot car in the Utah desert here. And this is what happens. How many of you guys have left your cutting mats in your car, in the trunk, or you bought a new one and you didn't want anyone in the house to know, so you left it for a little bit long? So this is what happens to those cutting mats if you leave them in the car for too long, right? This is what happens when you leave the TPE in the car for the same amount of time. It is perfectly fine. There is nothing wrong with this material. It stays flat, and so you're able to do all of your cutting really easily, and you're not wasting your cutting mat if you do leave it in the car. So that is really, really fantastic. That is one of my favorite features about this mat.
And then they're self-healing, aren't they?
They are. They're self-healing. Yep, they're definitely self-healing, just like the other mats. But then everything in this bundle today all fits in the same little bag. So this is our mini travel bundle. So this you can take wherever you're going, and you can do all of your projects, and you can keep everything all inside your little bag.
That is awesome. So we did have another question about the heat. I'm sorry. Does the heat affect the light board? Will the light board warp in the heat?
We have not seen any issues with that. No. The only
I wouldn't suggest you leave it in the car, but
the only warping because of heat issues that we've ever seen is someone who's accidentally ironed directly on the light board without the glass mat.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
Today and the day before. That's the kind of heat that causes issues with the light boards, but other than that, they don't. So.
Yeah, and then Joan's asking about the 24 by 36. So here's the larger flip and fold mat that we talked about on day 1. So it started out as 18 by 12, right? Is that about what it was?
Yep.
And then it opens up here, and now it is 48 by 17, and then it opens up again to be the big size.
Yes. So that one goes 36 by 48, and this one, today's one, the mini one, goes 24 by 36. So the biggest size on this mini one is 24 by 36.
Right.
So that's your kind of standard mat size that we all love so much. So that's 24 by 36.
And there's no bump or lump or anything. It's very smooth. So when you are cutting over, you don't know that you're doing it, which is really pretty cool.
You don't, because especially when you're putting your ruler down on it, you put a little bit of pressure, it stays flat. We made sure that all of the iterations, all of the different sizes, when you open this up, start down at your 0 mark too. So you've got your 24 by 36, or you've got your 8.5 by 11, or you've got your 17 by 24, whatever it is, you've got your 11 by 24. They all start at 0 again, so you can measure really easily. And then we also made sure that all of the fold lines or the cut lines that are to help open and fold the mat are offset from the grid a little bit. I'm not sure, it's hard to see that right here, but right here is the fold line right here. And so this is not at your inch mark or your quarter inch mark or your half inch mark. So you're not going to cut this way. So you're not going to hit those when you're cutting.
Oh, and since you can zoom in really tight, can you zoom into the inch edge to slide up so they can see the ruler? Because look at that. You see the little tiny dots that are above? That says 1/8 of an inch, 2/8 of an inch, or 1/4, 3/8, and then a half and 5, and then 6/8 in. It actually tells you right there.
It actually tells you, so we don't have to do fraction math when we're trying to figure out what we're working on. Because that is the last thing I want to do when I'm crafting is fraction math.
Right.
I'll tell you that. I don't want to do that anytime. So.
Okay. Yeah, no kidding. Now we have a lot of questions, so I'm going to go back to one that was earlier. It was talking about the Legos. So if you're building with the Legos, you probably want to have the mat down so you don't scratch the light board, correct? You want the clear mat on top?
You know what?
Or did it do okay?
I don't have the cutting mat on top when I build the Legos. I've never had an issue with Legos scratching the light board at all. The only thing that you want to make sure that you're careful of is that you're not using your cutting tools on the light without the mat. Other than that, they're made out of an acrylic, and so they're super durable, scratch resistant. I won't say they'll never scratch, but they're scratch resistant. I don't have any issues with the Legos at all. We do not put the cutting mats on when we build with Legos.
Okay, well you're brave. I know me, and the worst case scenario can happen to me. So I'm going to keep my mat on. I like the idea, but I'm keeping my mat on it. And then what about the swivel? Will the swivel fit on the Mini? I think the swivel is bigger, but I think it would still work, right?
Let's try. Here's the swivel. So this is I wouldn't probably suggest it because I think it'll wobble
won't be stable.
A little bit too much. It won't be quite stable enough to do your cutting on it. But I mean, I would say the only way I would do it, I would say, is if you're just cutting small little thingies in the middle, that if it's any bigger, I think it'll wobble, right? If you cut the edge. But if you're cutting right in the middle, you could. I would suggest one of the other boards because then you'll have a little bit more space to cut on that swivel. But I mean, it sets on there because there's little spacers and stoppers and all that on the middle part as well as on the outer edge. So it's stable enough to do work in the middle of the swivel on top of the
Perfect.
Mini. I would suggest one of the bigger light boards though, but you could.
Perfect. Yeah. Now another question came through and asked if the light boards have an auto off function.
They do not have an auto turn off function, no.
So that could be good news because how many of you are irritated by auto off functions, right? So you don't have to worry about that. But this is illuminated, so you're going to know it's on.
You will know it's on. Yeah. You can just either unplug it or just tap it and turn it off. But no, there's not an auto feature on that. Maybe Jack can click on that.
Okay, and Celia asked if, since she's got the all-in bundle, and then she wants some of these other things, we do have them a la carte, and if you order the big bundle, then just give us a call, and we can make sure that we get you those other items as well.
Yeah.
So, because you don't need another Mini unless if there's somebody you really like and you want to give them a Christmas present or a birthday present, but you keep the goodies and you just give them the board.
I think that's the best solution to that question. I think that's the great way to go. The other thing that you can do is you can like if you could keep one in the camper and you can have one in your house. You can keep one ready to take with you, and you can keep one in your house that you can use all over your house.
Oh, that's a good idea.
If you're a snowbird, if you happen to have, vacation homes or anything like that, you can keep one in that location and one at home. So, I mean, Celia, it sounds to me like maybe you need them again. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. The other thing too is that I'm big on pre-planning. So like my sewing machine bag that I take to sew with other friends and things like that, I have that loaded with duplicates so I don't have to pack anything but my project when I go someplace. But also in my suitcase, I even carry an extension cord because sometimes at the hotel there isn't a plug-in close enough.
Right.
And I also have a full set of chargers. This would slip right in the bag, the pocket of my suitcase, so I could just have it with me and don't have to worry about forgetting to take it.
Yeah.
Okay, we have other questions. Gloria does suggest that you come out with a mini swivel, hint, hint from her. So she would like to see a mini
Okay, well,
swivel.
Jack is here and he heard you, so he's going to put that on his list. So there we go. Linda's question. So all of our products have a 90-day manufacturer warranty to make sure that everything works well and everything goes great. You can register your products on our website to extend that warranty, or you will be able to soon. We just switched website servers, and that part didn't quite transfer over, so we're working on that, but soon you'll be able to do that. But the lights are rated to last for 20,000 hours. So you've got years and years of crafting time to go on there. So we've never had a board. We've been selling these since 2016, and we've never had a board burn out. We have them here in the office that we use all the time. We turn them on and let them run, and we've never had any of them burn out. So they're super, super great. They'll last a really long time.
That's awesome. Yeah, to know the history of, even if an item comes with a warranty, it's nice that you're not having to use that warranty. So that's really a lovely thing. Okay, so then, I put this over here. Let me get this back because there's an item, because I've mentioned over our conversations last couple of days that I do like to do paper crafting as well. And so there's this really cool thing that we use in the paper world. It's called a scoreboard. And what it does is it has like little hills and valleys, so you can score your paper so you can fold it and it's nice and flat, so you can fold it cleanly. But this is so cool because it's designed, I'm going to lift up the board here toward you. It's designed to use in conjunction with your mat. And so isn't that cool? So what's neat about that is when you're lining things up, you can actually see what you're doing. And that got my little brain going. And I thought, when you're doing paper piecing, not the English paper piecing like with Hexie's that she was showing, but paper piecing where you take little, can we go over to this camera just so I can show, these little guys where you're sewing on paper, you have to fold back the little lines. So what I did is I took it and you can see right through the paper, and you can see if you're on a valley, and this is cool, it opens up and it has a stylus right in here. So I can take that out and I can just crease the paper and get it ready to go to be folded before you even sew. And then I'll switch over here and I'll do this one. And then that way, when I'm ready to fold it, it's just going to fold where it needs to go, as opposed to, not wanting to. Do you know what I mean? I think that's really cool. And then they have, this is all for paper, but then this little guy here, I know Melody probably will be able to tell you more. You got your scoring in, it has a nice ball, so it's not going to poke through your paper. And then this one has a groove in it, and you can run that and crease extra thick paper and delicate paper this way, which is really kind of cool too. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because I know a lot of you do a lot of different things. You might do paper crafting, which this has been fabulous, but also if you want to get into the paper piecing and have it help you get that fold straight, because I don't know about you, but that extra little ruler that you put on your paper, I can't get, it doesn't always get, I don't fold straight, so this helps me fold straight.
Yeah, which is so great because there's I mean, in the paper that you're using for foundation paper piecing or paper piecing projects, it's not usually too thick, but every paper has a grain to it. And if you are trying to fold against the grain, sometimes it's hard to do. Even if it's a lightweight paper, even if it's a newsprint paper, sometimes it's hard to fold against the grain.
Right.
So if you do a little score on those lines first, it kind of flattens that area. It flattens the grain. Not that part, the technical way that all works matters, but it helps that so you can fold it super crisp, and that's really true. The thing about this reverse score, and you, Reva, you explained it really really well. I'm really proud of you. That was really great. But it makes it so that it doesn't matter which direction the grain of the paper is, and it doesn't matter which direction you fold it. So if you are a paper crafter and you make projects with a scoreboard very often, you know that you have to have an engineering degree in how the grain of the paper goes to know if you're supposed to go with the grain or against the grain. You have to plan out how you're cutting your paper exactly right so it folds the right way when you get to that part. But when you use this reverse score, this little reverse score tool just sets into the crease. It has little grooves on the bottom, so it just sets in wherever you need that score to be, and you can measure it if it's 4 inches or 6 inches or wherever you need it. And when you use that backside groove over the top of this, it doesn't matter which direction you fold it. This is 85-pound textured shimmer cardstock, and we have scored it in all different directions, and it doesn't crack the paper, it doesn't tear the paper, it doesn't do any of that stuff. So it's a great tool for paper crafting, but Reva discovered how great it is for paper piecing, and I'm proud of you for that. That's fantastic. We're going to use that now. Just wait. We're going to tell everybody you thought that up.
Well, very good. There we go. At least I did something right. But I just thought that was really a fun way to get a better fold on my paper piecing, because I do struggle with that. Yeah. Especially on bigger pieces. That the sample I showed you was really tiny, but I have a project I'm working on and the pieces are kind of big, and so it's just kind of hard. So I think if we pre-score them, it'll be much easier.
It is, and it's really great to do it with the crease because, like you showed, it's translucent, and so that light, if you do it on top of any of the light boards, it doesn't have to be the mini. It can be the premium that we talked about yesterday. It can be the Big Daddy Ultra we talked about on Monday. You can set that on top of there, and that light will shine through that paper, especially because it's lightweight paper. Usually, when we're doing those paper piecing projects, that light will shine through, and you can score it. You can line that up with the groove anywhere on the board, and you can see exactly where you're trying to do it.
Right. Yeah. Right. Okay, so the bundle today, the scoreboard is not part of it. That was just, for fun. But in our bundle today,
at qualitysewing.com.
Yes, right? It is on our website, and it is an a la carte, so you can add that to it. But we have the mini board, and it has the mat, and we have the mini flip and fold. Not the one that's here. This is the big flip and fold, but the mini flip and fold, and then that awesome tote. I love that. That is such a good organizational tool, and that's what's in the bundle. So this is an excellent bundle, and you are you're saving a lot. The regular price for all these things is $304.97, and the discounted price for today is $239.99. And all those things are available a la carte. Yes. So you can still get them a la carte, but if you want them in the bundle, you're going to save extra, which is awesome.
So awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's a bundle we put together for you guys. We're very excited about it. I believe your pricing goes through the 27th.
27th, yep.
Yes.
And this is the first bundle that you've done, correct, with the bag, because that's a brand new bag, and the mini flip and fold.
And the mini flip and fold. This is the first time we've had those in a special bundle. Yeah, for sure. So this is for you guys. We're kicking this all off with you guys. You guys are the ones. You guys can be the ones to be at your sewing guild meetings or your classes or whatever and be like, I was the first. Like that's one of the reasons we like all these tools, right? So we can go show it off to all of our other quilting friends and stuff, right?
Right. Yeah.
Again, Joyce, I'm really glad that Jack is here helping us today, because there is not yet a glass mat that fits the mini. There's not. Yeah.
That's where Mama Bear comes in handy, or Papa Bear.
That's where Mama Bear or Papa Bear comes in handy for the glass mat. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Now, as we're gonna recap everything. I got my notes here so I don't forget what we did the last couple of days. But remember that you want to like, comment, and share this video so you can be put in a drawing. And we're going to tell you what the drawing is. Well, why don't we tell them what the drawing is right now?
Yeah, we can do that right now.
What's the prize? What's the prize?
So today, if you like, comment, and share this video, you will be entered into a drawing, and you're drawing on the 27th as well, right?
Correct.
Drawing on the 27th for our little mini.
That's awesome. What a fun prize.
Yeah. I do need to say one more thing about the Glow Mini that I forgot about, because I was so excited about the crease, how you thought of that, and so excited about our newer products, the tote bag and the mini flip and fold. But there's one other feature that this is the only board that has this feature. I'm going to try to see if I can show you guys. So when you turn it on, you can kind of see it. Inside this Glow Mini in the back, you can kind of see the shadow. I'm not sure. It's really hard to see today. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, we have these magnetic plates built into the back. Inside, oh, there you can kind of see it, inside the board. So there are these magnetic plates built into this board. And so when you go to the qualitysewing.com website, you can find another item, an a la carte item that you can get. And they are these super strong, Jack, I'm going to say it wrong again, neodymium. Yeah, now Jack can't say it right either now because I did that. But magnets that will hold your projects down.
Yeah.
So
tip it over again, and I'll tell you when to stop, because there's an angle that when you tip that board over, you can see it. That right there. Can you see the rectangles? It's about 3/4 of an inch or an inch down there, right there. Can you see that dark rectangle? Those are the metal plates.
Yes, that's where the metal plates are. And the magnets are so strong, it will go through your board, it will go through your pattern, it will go through your fabric, and it will hold your project in place. So that I always find that when I'm working on something, I have to like drop everything because the husband spilled something, or because someone comes to the door, or you get a phone call or whatever. This way your project will stay in place while you go and do it. You don't have to reset everything all the time, because those will hold it. It'll hold it all right there for you.
Right. And then you're talking about the a la carte magnets that we cannot pronounce, but there's also the extra plates. So these have the magnets around the edge, but then we added plates in here. So now the surface of this is magnetizable.
Exactly, magnetizable. Ooh, I like that. I like that. The magnetic plates are self-adhesive, so you just take the little sticky off the back, and you'll stick that wherever you want it to be magnetized, and then that section will be magnetized if you want. So you can add those. You can make the whole back of this board magnetized if you want by adding the extra plates, like you guys did there. But I didn't want to stop before I mentioned that, because that's a really great feature of this particular light board, that those plates are already built in, and so you can use the magnets on there to hold your projects down. So that's,
you were talking about that you take this on the plane with you.
I do, yes.
So having those magnets, so that way if you set your board down and your project's on it, you can set it down and have it hold in place. What about a cross stitch pattern? Yeah. Oh my goodness, this would be beautiful for having a cross stitch pattern.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. All of that. I like to trace my embroidery and my cross stitch patterns, especially if I'm doing counter cross stitch, because my eyes are so bad. I like to trace where I need to put that section. And I use the light board for that all the time. And it's really great for this to just hold it down. And that's really great. I haven't yet used the magnets on the airplane because those are relatively new as well. The boards I've taken on the plane before, but think about like you're working on something on the plane and the turbulence comes along, right?
Right.
You have to keep resetting everything you're working on, but those magnets will hold it all down for you.
Yeah, and it's strong enough to hold more than just one piece of paper too.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So this package is the mini, the cutting mat, the mini flip and fold, and the mini travel bag, which is really awesome. Again, that's regularly $304.97. The sale price is $239.99.
Yes.
And then let's go back to yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday.
Yesterday was our bestseller bundle, is what we call it. So yesterday has our Mama Bear board. This is the Mama Bear board because this is our mid-size board. But this is also the board that has the rechargeable battery. So if you can see, this one is not plugged in. So this one you can use without a power plug for about 4 hours. So yesterday's bundle, the bestseller bundle, includes the premium light board. So that item comes with the cutting mat, doesn't have to be plugged in. Swap that cutting mat out because it also comes with a tempered glass mat. The tempered glass. Our
bundle does. The a la carte does not.
Yes, thank you. Yes, the bundle that we had yesterday includes the cutting mats. The cutting mat always comes with a light board. So any of our light boards, if you buy the light board a la carte, you will get a cutting mat with that as well. But the bundle that we did yesterday is the rechargeable light board, the premium, and the tempered glass mat. The reason the tempered glass mat is so cool is because you can iron on the tempered glass mat on top of your light. set your applique pattern on there, iron the fusible right there. Use the grid to help measure your seams, your hems, those kinds of things, iron right on there. It's a great general crafting mat as well, because if you get ink or paint or glue or anything stuck on there, dried on there, it's scratch resistant, so you can scrape it off with a razor blade and it's not going to harm your glass. So it's kind of like a glass stovetop or a refrigerator shelf, super, super durable. And so that comes in the bundle from yesterday as well. And then the other item that comes in that bundle is, of course, the tote bag, because it's the rechargeable one. We want to take it with us. It's a nylon canvas, double padded tote bag. It's got reinforced corners. You've got your full pocket here that fits your light board and your cutting mat. Then you have another pocket where you can put projects or patterns or anything like that, or your tempered glass mat. Little pocket for your power cords. We have added an extra little tab on the front. That little tab, you can slide this on a rolly cart or a suitcase when you're traveling. And then you also get the shoulder strap as well. The briefcase handle is attached, and then you've got a shoulder strap with it as well, with your metal hardware that holds that down. So that is the bundle from yesterday.
Okay, and that bag, the bags that you all have are such high quality. They're really are quite amazing, and so they really will protect your investment and your tools, right? Okay, so this is actually a really great deal on here. You're going to save $75 on this bundle. So regular price is $329.97, and we have it on sale for $259. One thing I did not mention is that these can be shipped directly to you, so with no extra charge to you when you purchase. So that is really kind of a fun thing too. So free shipping, and it's like getting Christmas when it comes, right? So we love that.
Because didn't we all do a whole lot of giving at Christmas? Maybe it's time for us to get something.
You know, that's true. That's true. And how many of us really are the ones in charge of the entire Christmas everything, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, so that is the best sellers package. So now let's talk about the all-in sewing package. This was what we did on Monday.
Yes. So this one includes our Big Daddy. This is our Papa Bear light board. So this is our Glow Ultra light board. This one is 19 by 26 in size. So this is the biggest one. You can put a whole fat quarter out on this. You can cut on top of this. The cutting mat comes with it. This one has, it's our brightest one. It's got 4 levels of light, and I'm going to try to turn it on here. I got to plug it in. So this one is super bright, and if you're taking pictures of yourself, you can have the light down below, and then it makes you glow, which is really nice. Anyway, so the all-in bundle includes the biggest light board, because of course it does. It also includes the tempered glass. And when you're using the tempered glass on top of the Ultra, it's really great because you can set it on half of the lighted area. So this is meant to be half of the lighted area. So you can cut your pieces out and you can iron them all in the same area. You don't have to move it around. It's all right here together at the same spot. And also, or you can do you can take the cutting mat off. You can do your tracing and iron your pieces onto your fusible right there. So it's all right in one spot, which is really fantastic. So it includes the tempered glass mat. It also includes the swivel. So the swivel is our rotating cutting mat. The swivel has there's 2 things about rotating cutting mats that you have issues with. 1, it doesn't really turn well, or 2, it keeps turning while you're cutting, and that's super dangerous. So this one spins really nicely, but it has little stoppers on the outside, so it will not continue to spin when you're cutting it. So that is really fantastic with it. The cutting mat is also reversible, so you can cut on both sides of it. And so if you need to replace it, you don't have to replace the whole system. We have replacement cutting mats available. We've never, although the cutting mat is so good, no one ever needs a replacement, but you can do that. And then it's translucent. So if you have it on top of your light boards, that light will shine through it. So you can use the light the way you would the regular cutting mat on top of the light board. Or you can just use it on the tabletop, either way. So that is included in the all-in bundle. Also, the other item included in the all-in bundle, and I'm going to grab it off of my shelf here because that's what's really cool about it, is the flip and fold, the 48, the big flip and fold that Reva had there, which we were kind of talking about a little earlier. This one starts at 11 by 17. It folds out to 36 by 48. So this flip and fold is included in it. And then the mini is included in it. The mini we've been talking about today. This is also included in it. And then because you have to put all of it somewhere, we have another tote bag, of course, that is included with it. This is the Ultra Tote, and this will hold all of your stuff all together. It's
I think
built just like the other one.
the tote bag's a la carte.
The tote bag's a la carte. Sorry about that. But
Yeah.
it's really great.
But there are other things. There are other things in the bundle. We have the big mat, the mini mat, the magnets, the magnetic plates, the tempered glass mat, the swivel, and then also the flip and fold.
Yes. So these are, you can use the magnets on the mini like it is now, and then you can use the plates on the back of your Glow Ultra, the way Reva showed you. She's got them stuck on the back of the mini, but you can stick these on the back of your Ultra, so you can make your Ultra magnetic with that. So all of this is included in your all-in bundle.
Right, and that is a really good deal as well, because that's normally $814.93, and we have it on special for $675 for all of that product, and everything else is a la carte. And going back to Celia's question, she asked earlier, she wants some more additional pieces that were not in her all-in package she got on day one. So if there are things, if you want to add a bag to that, you can do that. You can add whatever you want, and you can even, if you purchase one of the bundles from us, and you want to get something to go on with it. So like I would say in one of the other, so bigger or less, right? Not up. So if you get the all-in package and you want to add something to it, like the carry bag or the carry bag for the mini, then you can let me know, and I'll make sure that you get a discount on that as well, as long as you purchase the bundle from us this week, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. And my email is Reva, R-E-V as in Victor, A, @qualitysewing.com. So you can send me a note and then let me know where you purchased it, if you purchased it through our online or if you purchased it from a store. And I'll make sure that you can get those accessories. So now saying that, if you want to buy today's mini bundle, it's not going to go up to Papa Bear. I'm not going to be able to give you a discount on Papa Bear if you buy Baby Bear. But if you bought Baby Bear and you want three, you know what I'm saying. So anyhow.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, we spread the product out over 3 days. The all-in bundle on the first day is almost everything. But that mini flip and fold, that mini tote bag, those would be great to add to your all-in bundle. But the all-in bundle itself, this will deck out your craft room with everything you need. You'll have
absolutely
2 sizes of light board. You'll have your rotating mat, your ironing glass mat, your flip and fold. You'll have all of those kinds of things, and those you'll be good to go. Sandy's question: yes, we do make cutting mats without lines. Reba had one there yesterday as well.
Yes. For Mama Bear, I had a Mama Bear mat.
Yeah. We've been out of stock on our Papa Bear mat with no lines, but they were delivered yesterday. So we do have an ultra size without lines as well. So I'll make sure that Reba has that information so they can be on the Quality Sewing websites, and we can make sure that that's taken care of. But yes, we do make those because we know we learned, we keep learning, and we love all the feedback and we love everything. That's why I'm so excited Jack is in here today. So he's been seeing all of your comments, and Jack runs our product development, and so his wheels are turning now for more stuff. But we do make those because we know that sometimes the lines are distracting and sometimes you just want to use your ruler and all that kind of stuff. Linda, great question. Can chemical cleaners be used on the boards, or do you have to have special glass cleaners? The thing that's really great about the boards is they are not made out of glass. They are made out of acrylic. So you can use, I've had to use a Mr. Clean Magic eraser before because someone in my house, I won't keep bagging on the hubby, but got stuff on it. That works really well. Citrus cleaners work really well. Just make sure that you don't submerge the light board because you've got that electrical port. So be careful of that area. But other than that, they're super great. You can clean it with just about anything.
And you can play Legos with them,
and you can play Legos on it.
Yeah.
And if you go camping a lot, let's say you like to go camping, get that bestseller bundle when you've got the one that doesn't have to be plugged in. You can use an expo marker on it and put cocktails 5 p.m. my trailer, here's the space. And you can turn that on and set it on your, your window or something, or on your car, and then the friends can come by.
Oh, that's
Lots of fun
cool.
uses.
So the dry erase markers.
Yes, you can use a dry erase
Well, that
marker on it too.
isn't that handy. That opens up a whole different idea.
Yeah, and you can have a little,
Huh.
make a little sign that says dinner's at 6, or clean your room, set it in front of your
Yeah.
kid's room.
Well, I'm thinking about that size board. Why couldn't you draw a long arm pattern and you could put it on the back side using the stylus on your long arm and have your pattern that you've drawn with a dry erase thing, and you could use it that way too, maybe. Huh.
Riva, I
Huh.
love all the ideas you come up with.
Huh.
I think that's so fantastic. That's a great idea. Yeah.
Okay, so yes, Celia, send me an email. So my offer for getting you a discount on the other bits and pieces will go through the 27th, as well as the sale through the 27th. So if you order on the 28th, don't do that. Order on before the 27th.
Before the
And besides, you want it sooner. So the longer you wait, the longer you have to wait for it. So Celia, I'm gonna tell about you for a second, because she ordered hers on Monday and it's already shipped. So that's awesome. That's
It's
awesome.
already on the way. We're so excited for you guys. But yeah, but also you guys make sure, like, go watch the other 2 videos if you didn't come Monday and Tuesday. There are giveaways on those as well. So go check those out. We've got giveaways there. Remember, today's giveaway is our Glow mini board. Comment, like, and share the video, and you'll be entered to win this, and the drawing will be on the 27th. And there's, I'm not going to tell you what the stuff were the last 2 days. Go watch the videos.
Yeah, you have to watch the videos to find out what it is, but you got to like, comment, share on each of them.
Yeah, each
Doing
of them,
it on just one doesn't end for
prizes.
you.
Yeah, 3
So you have
giveaways.
to enter 3 times. So we're
Yeah.
good.
We're
All
done.
right. Well, this has been good. You guys had some really awesome questions today. I really appreciate that. It was fun going over those with you. And Melody, it has been so much fun. And I feel like a good thing is coming to the end, but it's not, because it's recorded and it's on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. So I'll just go back and watch you, and then I'll feel really happy.
Or you know what, Riva, we can just, like, every month or so, when we start missing each other because we don't see each other every day, maybe we'll just get on, chat for a little
There we go.
while.
There we go.
Just, we don't miss each other. But hopefully we can come back again and do this another time. We've got a lot of other great products in the works, other stuff coming, and we'd love to come back anytime.
That would be perfect. Okay. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us, and make sure to go back and watch those videos. I think you're going to enjoy what you learned. But thank you for joining us today, and we will see you the next time we go live.
Thanks, guys.